So hello, good morning everybody, and today we will have our next topic, which is setting up a travel agency. And as you can see in the first slide, setting up a travel agency, you have to work on the business first before it works for you. So in this chapter you will see the different steps, requirements, and initiatives of travel agent. What are the advantages of setting up a travel agency? What are its responsibilities, and so forth. So let's have the second slide. Here we have our learning objectives. First, identify the steps in setting up a travel agency, then discuss each process in setting up a travel agency. List the members of a travel agency organizational chart and its roles in the department, and be engaged and knowledgeable on the information provided. So guys, as you all know, you are all future tourism professionals. So all of the learnings that you will have in this chapter of your life will be used greatly in the future. So if you want to be engaged in setting up a travel agency, or if you want to be guided, it is your time. In this topic you will be more informed about its importance. So here, setting up a travel agency has a high potential since the tourism industry is steadily growing all over the world, wherein the population increases and the per capita income continuously expand its market. So makikita nyo, individuals are really growing and are really interested in setting up a travel agency. Why? Tourism industry, even it is challenged right now because of COVID. We all know the tourism industry generates large income from its from selling of its products and services. So, ang sabi nga nila, if there is tourism, walang bansang maghihirap, or any country who has improved its tourism sector will always have their income, because tourism is never ending. Traveling of people from one place to another is always continuous. Okay? So aside from income, the business has a chance to enjoy the perks of traveling at wholesale prices. Besides airline tickets, you can also sell various tour packages, car rentals, cruises, hotel accommodations, and many other items to supplement your main product line. So as we discussed from our previous chapter about the the roles of a travel agent and the perks of being a travel agent, which is simply they enjoy being a travel agent, not just because of their income, not just because of the commission, but to add as additional, they garnered some of their income, or they enjoyed some of their perks from dun sa aspect na nakakatipid sila from consuming or from buying a certain product or service in a wholesale price. Mas mura siya. Yun ang perks ng isang travel agent. Especially if that agent is regular customer of different suppliers, or yung mga establishment na nagbibigay ng mga service na kinukuhanan ng travel agent. As much as possible, yung marketing na ginagamit ng mga supplier na yun is to offer mas mura sa mas maraming service. Mas murang halaga pero mas madaming products. So they sometimes have it in a wholesale price, mas mura siya. So if a travel agent likes personal travel, so he or she can avail a certain product or service in a very cheaper price. So in this chapter, you will encounter some of these details. First, the travel management company. Then second, steps on setting up a travel agency. DOT online accreditation, revenue sources of a travel agency, organizational chart of a travel agency, and members of a travel agency organization and its roles. So dito iikot yung lesson na ito. Let's have the first one. The travel management company, or we've been hearing it a lot, TMC. It is a travel agent that fully manages the business travel requirements delegated by an individual, company, or organization to fundamentally save clients both time and money. So, travel management company, they are simply the travel agent. A TMC is also commonly known as a business travel agency or corporate travel provider. Aside from flight or hotel reservations, travel management companies will offer other auxiliary services such as aircraft, airport lounges, parking and transfers, hotel bed requests, car hire, chauffeurs, foreign exchange, group travel, hotel bill backs, insurance, leisure travel, marine travel, meal requests, meet and greets, passport and visa procurement, rail tickets, roadshow services, and venue sourcing. So that's the role of a travel management company. So let's have a deeper understanding of how a travel management company works. Well, nowadays, many TMCs also provide online self-booking tools whereby organizations can make their own flight and hotel reservations and bookings. TMCs will also typically negotiate with vendors, suppliers to provide discounted fares and loyalty programs. So, as of now, as of today, TMCs are coping up with what technology can offer. And because also of the kind of situation that we have right now, which is the contact should be minimized. The personal contact between people should be restricted. So they are really coping with the online kind of doing their business. They have, as you can notice sa mga news and social media, travel agencies are really adapting to the new normal of technology-based applications. They're offering self-booking tools wherein ikaw mismo as passenger, or if you are a part of a business or a company, you can self-book. Minsan, yung mga travel agency, they are really suffering from this kind of style or this kind of business transaction because nababawasan yung kanilang kita. Because for a person na pupunta na lang sa online booking ng isang hotel or ng isang airline, wala nang magiging kita sa travel agency. So sometimes it's a setback, but it's really adapting the new normal, which is mostly technology based. So now let's have the steps on setting up your own travel or tour agency. So in this chapter, we will focus on the steps, the processes, and the organizational manning or organizational chart of a travel agency. A TMC, like any other commercial enterprise doing business in the Philippines, requires a legal. It should be legal, okay? The word is legal. So, legal personality before it can transact legitimate business. So for a travel agency to really transact, because as you can notice, travel agency, they are not confidential. They're doing business openly. They are an open business. They cannot transact like hiding somewhere. So it's really important na because they talk to many people, to various people, it's really important that they are of they comply with the legal requirements to operate or to transact. So here we will have its overview. The first step in setting up your own travel or tour agency is to make your business plan. And for you to be able to make your business plan, you have to determine first if what type of travel agency you are going to set up, or kung ano ba yung type ng travel agency na itatayo mo. So for the first type of travel agency, we have the wholesale travel agency. It is an agency that purchases tourist product components in bulk. So wholesale, it means bulk, and designs package tours. Sometimes a wholesale travel agency buys travel components from a vendor in bulk and resells them to another travel business organization. So for a travel agency to really maximize the profit, which a business want, profit, kita nila, they are relying on buying wholesale products or services. For example, they would buy from a hotel like in a specific destination. For example, in Boracay, in which they tend to buy that kind or that specific of service or product from Boracay in the peak season. So they will buy it wholesale price also. And they will sell it like individually or company base na retail na siya. So yung kita na maximize talaga nila, because from buying wholesale and then retailing it, they will really come up with large profit or kita. So that's for the wholesale. It's bulk, maramihan. Retail travel agency, it performs the following function: quote fares and rates, make reservations, arrange travel tickets and accommodation, arrange travel insurance, foreign currency documents, and accept payments. So retail travel agency, yan yung marami kang makikitang ganyan in certain parts of the country, even here in our province. It's a kind of travel agency wherein it focus with only one people buying a specific product only, with only one client, with only one company, and doon ang gagaling yung kita nila or yung commission from a single client, or kung isang company man pero isang package lang yung pinagawa, ganun siya sa retail, unlike kay wholesale. So it's really self-explanatory. From the word wholesale, we have the bulk, and the retail, it's individually. You're selling your products and service individually. So one more thing that you should also consider in making your business plan as your first step in setting up a travel agency is for you to be able to distinguish the resources of a travel agency. So, saan ba nanggagaling yung transactions ni travel agency? Yung kita niya, or yung pinanggagalingan ng kanyang mga transactions. So, let's have it in the other slide. The first resources of a travel agency is, I know you are all familiar with this one, the IATA. So, it's International Air Transport Association. This is known to be one of the most basic resources for a travel agent because most airline booking is done through the IATA portal. So if you are familiar with the 3-letter code of a specific country or their city, si IATA ang nagre-regulate nun. And si IATA din ang nagde-decide or na nagre-regulate ng mga policies ng mga airlines and lahat ng retail or wholesale travel agency na member nila. So, it's for them to be unison or iisa lang yung kanilang policies. And also, what is important is IATA also regulates the prices. So, kahit magkakakompetensya pa yung mga airlines na yan or yung mga travel agents na yan, si IATA ay nagre-regulate ng baseline ng prices. May ceiling lang yan. It's not the airline's sole decision to impose the fare prices, the policies in reservations. And to give you a recent regulation ni IATA, before, walang mga barcode, yung mga boarding pass. So because of IATA's initiative to regulate a safe travel, they imposed the boarding pass barcodes. And also, because of COVID-19, they have their IATA travel pass in airports in different countries. Kasi kinonsider din ni IATA yung iba-ibang regulations ng mga governments. So, it gives travelers headache. That's why for easy contact tracing, IATA also regulates that kind of application. And it's really an easy access app. It's very convenient. So that's IATA. So if you want to set up a travel agency, you will really work on a lot of your time communicating, working, and training with IATA. So, the second resources of a travel agency, the non-IATA. So, may mga travel agency din na hindi naman member ni IATA. So, it functions by collecting orders, sending the booking to IATA travel agencies, and forwarding the book tickets to the customers. So, yan naman ang function ng mga non-IATA travel agency. Meron silang contact na IATA member na travel agency. And therefore, if meron ng client who wants to book with the non-IATA member of na travel agency, they will communicate with the travel agency na IATA. So there are certain requirements for you or for an agency to be a member of IATA. They have to undergo lots of training and lots of compliance with the requirements imposed by IATA. The third resources of a travel agency is the air ticketing. So if you have been in an airport, you will be noticing lots of like booths there or maliliit na office, or sometimes they're not enclosed. They're just like front office personnel. They are the air ticketing. They work on airport counters or other designated sales points that airlines might have. They provide information regarding dates, schedules, availability, and prices of flights. Ticketing officer is expected to sell flights and other products the airline may offer, as well as assist passengers with inquiries or other requests, flight changes, or cancellations. So they are like roving travel agent because they don't have this specific place or specific office. They can be there, they cannot be there. Pwede silang mawala doon and pwedeng nandun lang sila. But they have the same functions na nagagawa ng isang travel agency. They are usually counterpart of yung mga malalaking airlines. Na for example, yung customer is not techie or hindi siya masyadong aware sa mga applications or online site. So, yung mga air ticketing, they are the most convenient na makakausap nila. Because nandun lang sila. They are always available, especially in an airport. For tourists na hindi masyadong familiar sa place, or for tourists na may mga special request na hindi naman nila na-indicate during the time that they book their flight, so they can work on talking with the air ticketing. And then also, as part of your business plan, after you have determined the type of agency, or if it's wholesale or retail, that you want to set up, and then you have been familiar with the resources of a travel agency. The third one is for you to know your target market. So as tourism student, you are all familiar with the approach target market, right? So target market, they are your potential customers who will be the one to buy your products or services. Yung bang target market na yan, kikita ka ba dyan? Or will they be your lifetime customers? Or mga panandalian lang ba sila? Or mga semi-permanent customers? Or sila ba yung all throughout your business you will be going to deal with them? So it's for you to know or to distinguish if who are your target market. So for the first target market potential customer that you will have, we have here our corporate tourist. So these tourists are those traveling for meeting, conventions, conferences, or for any other purpose which is incidental to business and work. So this one is business related. All of their travels is for their business. They'll be meeting with someone, they'll be negotiating with the other businesses, or will they be booking with you? Will they be booking for like a company vacation, company trip? These companies are really one of the movers of a travel agency, especially for a business center area, for example in Makati, or in Taguig, in Pasay, or some parts of Manila, wherein may mga company talaga which parang nila, culture na ng isang company to have their business trips. May it be group or individual. So, kung magtatayo ka ba ng travel agency, ang target mo ba is for corporate accounts or mga tourist? So, it's your take. And then we have the leisure tourist. So, ito yung karamihan, especially for mga turistang banyag or mga foreigners. Those who travel for pleasure includes for vacation, sport, family, education, health, and fitness. So, ito yung mga leisure tourists. They're not traveling for business, but they are traveling for leisure. Gusto lang nila mag-enjoy. They want to unwind, or they want to experience yung service or product na meron sa lugar na yon, or meron silang binabalik-balikan sa lugar na yon. Leisure tourists are solely, the purpose of their travel is solely for pleasure, for enjoyment. Yun. Ganun ba yung mga yung mga target customer mo? Will they be your potential customer? So it depends on you as the one who will set up a travel agency. And this one naman, it's pilgrimage. So in this picture, it's the one in Mecca in Saudi. It's a long journey traveled by someone to go to a sacred place as an act of religious devotion. So it's more of like that. they have their beliefs na noong unang-una pa nilang pinapractice, and they are really adapting it until now, the modern time. So usually, these travelers are traveling in group. Yan, papunta silang Mecca in Saudi, or yung mga pumupunta ng Israel to visit yung birthplace ni Jesus, yung mga ganon. So for the fourth and fifth consideration, for what kind of target market you will be considering, we have here seaman and OFW. So ito din yung mga movers din ng travel agency, because even though because they have their contract in traveling, hindi sila yung pabalik-balik, but still they are really contributing a lot sa income ng isang travel agency. For the first one, we have seamen, a person whose trade or occupation is assisting in the handling, sailing, and navigating of a ship. So it's really understandable. Seamen can be working in a cruise or in a cargo ship, or depending on how they are going to work. It's sea-based, okay? And overseas Filipino workers, a person from the Philippines who is living and working in another country, typically on a temporary basis. So they are working, so their travel is hindi man siya back and forth, hindi man siya pabalik-balik, but still they are people who has really the good motivation and the high drive of traveling, because it's for work. So if you want to set up a travel agency which wants to focus on selling airline tickets or services and products to OFW and seamen, it's a sure money, because their travel is necessary. They are there for work. So the next consideration that you will have in making your business plan is the sales and marketing planning. So it's for you to know the trend in the sales and marketing world. What are the most effective marketing plan? Or if not effective, what yung mga makaka-catch talaga ng potential customers mo. Your marketing and sales plan should really jive with your customers. You are not making your marketing plan na hindi naaayon dun sa target customer mo. If you want to target most of them, like what travel agency is doing right now, na lahat ng market is their potential customer, or they are not really focusing on one target market only, then you can have your sales and marketing plan sa lahat ng yun. Not just for one, but it's a holistic approach. Actually, it should be done para sa lahat, or in an inclusive approach. So your marketing plans are about identifying your target market and creating strategies for reaching those customers. Sales plans detail the strategies the business will use to sell products and services and increase revenue. The sales plan, therefore, often forms part of the larger marketing strategy. So as we said earlier, your marketing plan should jive with how you want to sell your products and services. And what's your goal? It's for you to increase your revenue, to have the return of your investment in a very short period of time, maybe, or you want to increase your profit, or you want to attract more and more customers for a long-term basis. So that questions or that goal or objective should be the objective of your marketing plan. For the financial plan, which should be a 3-year financial projection, it is a plan containing a person's current money situation and long term monetary goals, as well as strategies to achieve those goals. So, for a business, they are formulating a financial plan na naka-advance 3-year financial projection. It should be it's hard to say the condition that may affect that plan, but at least make a plan which will cover 3 year, or maybe sometimes companies they were doing 5 to 10 years, especially if it's big or if it's corporate. But for a simple or just a starting travel agency, you can project your financial plan, your expenditures, the expenses, of course, the maintenance of your facilities, the maintenance of your system, the training of your employees. Oh, it should be included in your financial projection because it will affect really on your budget. All of the improvements, all of the beautification of facility, all of the training ng employees, all of the market demands, the market, yung pagbabago sa society, sa flow ng kaperahan ng mga dadating na time, ng mga dadating na taon, it will really affect your business. So you should be vigilant enough to project a plan na makaka-cover dun sa mga challenges na yun, mga external factors. Remember, our first step is making a business plan, right? And what we have discussed earlier are those parts of your business plan. So our second step is to find a good location. Okay? Sometimes, yung talagang factor na nakaka-apekto sa flow of your business is where you are located. Yung location mo. Yung location mo ba ay puntahan ng tao? Or is it accessible? Or kung hindi, how can your customers find you? Or how can your customers go to you in their most convenient way? So you should always consider your location, because your location will really tell if your business will succeed. For the location, you can consider which city or town. Most travel agency are in the city. You can't find a travel agency in a rural area, right? It's always in the city. And the type of appointment, will you be catering with walk-ins, or will you be catering with regular clients? Walk-ins, that's single N. Okay, sorry. Regular clients, or booking system ba? Or, syempre, if you're still just starting, you can just accept everyone na lalapit. But for some cases like processing of passport or appointment sa DFA, it should always come through an appointment. So depende sa needs of your customers and also needs of the business and requirements of yung mga outside offices na kukontakin mo. The third step is to know the local government ordinance or law. Because even though you are a private company or a private travel agency, you have the responsibility to adhere or to follow the government ordinance, yung law ng government. May mga law which really focus on the customer side, because laws are made to protect people. So ikaw as a business provider, you should be always aiming for the good feedback of your customer, good experience, fair treatment, and ano pa ba, yung hindi sila magko-complain. That's why may mga government ordinance or law which really pertains to the kind of service that you are going to provide as a travel agency. And also, these ordinances or law ay nagko-cover din dun sa mga pre-requirements mo to open up or to set up a travel agency. Law and ordinances from the government will touch your business before, during, and even after. Huwag naman sana, but after operation, like for example, you announced your business bankruptcy, or you choose to close your business because of, for example, you want to close your business because of the pandemic, you have to consider different laws by the government. And laws are important really in setting up the pre-requirements, the before. So to deepen our understanding on the laws and ordinances of the government, which will affect our aim to set up a travel agency, first one that the government is imposing is the cost of taxes. Taxes ng business, because all business pay tax. Is there a moratorium on new travel agency? First, what is moratorium? It is a temporary suspension of an activity or a law until future events warrants lifting the suspension or related issues have been resolved. A moratorium is imposed by a government or by a business. And also the requirements of LGU, nung nakakasakop sa inyo. Because as we all know, iba-iba din nga po ang mga policies and requirements ng isang local government unit or LGU. Sometimes, meron silang mga additional na hinihingi, na hindi naman hinihingi sa ibang bayan. So, it's different. But you have to consider, after considering the location, is yung requirement ng LGU na nakakasakop dun sa location na pagtatayuan mo. Cedula, barangay clearance, mayor's permit. So, yan yung mga example ng requirements ng isang local government unit or LGU. The fourth step is your company setup. So, for company setup, what we will consider is, will you be building your business na ikaw lang may-ari, or single proprietorship, or dalawa ba kayo, partner or partnership, and then will it be a corporation, 3 or more people? So yun, if you really want to build a big travel agency, maybe you need more people to invest in your business, to put capital. Hindi lang capital na monetary, but also yung mga capital, human capital, yung mga resources, yun ang mga dapat mong i-consider to know your company setup. But if you are, you want to build na ikaw lang muna, so medyo simple lang din yung mga kailangan mong ihanda and mga papers for you to be able to comply with the requirements. So it's very important that you have to consider first what kind of setup your company will have. So ito yung mga sample types of company setup. We have single, individual owner requirements. Only, trade name, registration, bank certification. Yan yun, mas simple for single. For partnership, owned by at least 2 individuals, proprietorship or corporation. For corporation naman, most common entity of business set up for TMC that requires a minimum of 5 investors. So 5 siya. 5 yung investors na kailangan to a company to be called a corporation. So yan yung mga sample. Kung dalawa kayo, like your couple or your husband and wife or your friends, so for partnership kayo, may may mga individual requirements muna kayo na ipapasa, And then after complying with that individual requirement, you will have to comply with the government requirements as partners. So for partners, as much as possible, the company name, the ownership should be titled for the both of you. If you will enter in a partnership, wag kayong papayag that yung isa lang, o ako na lang muna, ako muna. Tapos ikaw after, kung magsasucceed ito, saka kita ipapangalan sa'yo. That's illegal. Because for a partner, for you to be able to call partner, you should have the equal rights in the business. Sometimes for a partner to be both present in the business, for example, one should be focusing or one should be the operations head. Siya doon sa operations. For the second one, yung isang partner niya, yung kapartner niya, she or he will focus on the accounts, or more on yung accounts, pera, finance, the business. So, yun yung mga dalawang importanteng department na pwedeng puntahan nung magka-partner na yun. So, you should have your both equal rights. Hindi pwedeng ako lang muna dito, tas ikaw may sarili kang work, and then papunta-punta ka lang sa business. If you really want to enter in a business, you should be hands-on, focus on it. As much as possible, you're the one who are really doing the business. Remember what we have said earlier? Before a business you have to work on the business first before it works for you. So, ikaw muna ang mag-invest kay business. Yung time mo, yung mga ideas mo, yung effort mo. Because as soon as you want it to happen, it will happen na yung business mo naman ang mag-give back. It will prosper, it will succeed. Yun. So, those are examples of how you will handle company setup. So, for our fifth step, preparation of documentary evidence for setup of company. You have inquired with the LGU na nakakasakop dun sa location mo about the necessary requirements, and then after, it's your time to process those requirements, make a copy. Will it be either you are going to have 2 copies each of those requirements or ipapa-photocopy? So, it's important na lagi kang may kopya. So, A, permits from LGU, SEC, if corporation, Security Exchange Commission yung SEC, DTI, if single, BIR, SSS, Pag-ibig, PhilHealth, DOT, PCVC, and insurance. Reportorial requirements of different agencies. So, yung mga agency na yan, iba-iba hinihingi niyan. Because you are not applying for yourself. You are applying for a business. So, it's different from what you have applying for before as a personal individual. So, permits from LGU, I think if it's a travel agency, you need to comply with their business permit, a sanitary permit, because you're dealing with people, and you're talking with people. Sometimes, also they are going to health permit. They are going to require you health permit. What else? Yun yung mga example of the permits from our LGU. What happen if you will not comply? Siyempre, hindi ma-approve yung business permit mo. And kung matagal ka naman mag-process, if you want to start with your transactions, you cannot, because maki-question ka. If you are still in the process of getting these permits, you cannot start na. It's do it first or complete it first, comply first before you can transact business. For our sixth step, preparation of the physical setup of the company. So ano ba yung mga kailangan mo? Office. For a travel agency, mostly, what you need are office supplies, office equipments, computer, backup computer, for you to be able to really have a smooth operation. Remember, you have to always provide backups. So for a travel agency, you need internet connection. What if the internet nagloko? So possible backup, you should have like prepaid modem or packet Wi-Fi or hotspot. Anything that will save you from the delay of your operations because yung mga factors like internet connection problems, power interruption. Because if you will allow these interruptions to really bother your business, you cannot uh, you cannot experience a smooth operation. You cannot expect also that the outcome of your operation will as successful as you expect to be because lagi may distraction. So for physical setup of the company, as much as possible, although it's costly because you're just starting your business and medyo pricey yung ibang equipment, as much as possible, provide backups. Yun. So for the physical setup of the company, it includes also the contract of lease. So dyan natin ipapasok if you are acquiring a space from a private individual or maybe you have your own space. Yun ang mas maganda, own space mo. You can do everything about the space. You can alter anything. Pwede mong i-repair if you want or magdagdag ka ng anything, magdagdag ka ng bintana, magpalagay ka ng AC or anything na you want. But if it's for rent, the space is for rent. For example, you are renting a space, a condo unit, for example, from an individual na hindi pa tapos niya bayaran yung condo unit na yon. It was just turnovered. So sometimes yung mga ganong scenario, yung individual na nagpaupa, they are forming a contract na long term. For example, 5 years kang uupa sa kanila, like that. So it's your call kung gusto mo patulan yung ganong klaseng contract because ikaw din naman ang hihirapan. If you abide or if you don't follow the contract, you will pay a certain amount. It is usually stated on your contract because you did not follow or you terminate the contract. So for V, telephone lines, fax machines, and computers, these are common because you are transacting mostly online. And customers, especially now, they will not physically come to you. They will just call you, send you an email. You will be sending their e-ticket through fax, or you will be sending their insurance confirmation through fax, or you will be sending an e-ticket through their email. So you need all of this equipment, office equipment. Then C, sales counters and desks, chairs, filing cabinet, air conditioner, and Wi-Fi. Wi-Fi is important for a travel agency because you are transacting online. Signboards, streamers. So these are your marketing paraphernalias. Letterhead, business cards, and forms. Business cards, it should be in a most simple, complete, and it will speak for your business. Your business cards should speak for your business. Like for example, you have a client and he's really in a rush and he cannot discuss everything pagpunta niya sa office mo. So, sir, this is my business card. It should speak for you, for your business. It should be complete, updated. The contact numbers and the contact emails should be updated and functioning. So, yun. That's the most important thing in doing business. You have your most comprehensive business card, functioning business card, and that's what we always have to remember. Your business card should always speak for your business. Like, hindi ka pa nagsasalita, but your business card tells everything about your business. For example, nakalagay doon, what can you offer? We offer, but it's small card, right? So you have to really maximize the space. You don't need to put every word that you can think of. Just put all the information related lang. So for the 7th step, we have recruitment of company staffs, organizational setup, functional, divisional, matrix, flat, decentralized, or team. And letter B, we have the responsibilities of management and the rank and file. So after you have completed all the requirements, you have your physical office already, your office equipments are already on hand, the office supplies you have or you will be using ay nandun na lahat, complete na. So the next thing is your staff recruitment. Because eventually this stuff will be deployed in real time. Or pag kunyari, pag-recruit sa kanila ngayon, they will start tomorrow. So, dapat kumpleto na. They will just be ready to work. Then, your 8th step, after you recruit the staff, of course, you will be recruiting staff na in line or suited and their skills, their past experiences, or their qualifications met your company requirement. So after recruiting, then the next thing that you should do is the orientation of these company staffs. Company handbook for every staff, retraining and orientation of company rules and regulations. So this requires time. So your staff, they are just, for example, kakahire pa lang, and then you won't expect that staff to work at his or her best because he or she is still adjusting. What you need as the business owner or as the manager, you should go through it, be hands-on on giving training. Because in your training, yun yung gusto mong ipagawa sa kanya because you have your goal. Dun sa gusto mong ipagawa sa kanya, yun yung that will answer your objectives. So if you as the business owner na alam yung objective why you build that business and you give training, it will reflect on your training. If how effective you train your staff, it will really reflect also on the outcome. So for example, you train someone na just graduated or kaka-graduate lang. It's your responsibility to input all the information that you know, to input all the yung gusto mong ipagawa, the goals and objectives of your business to that specific staff. Kasi kung good yung training, for sure good din yung outcome. And your outcome you will prosper. Everyone in the business will benefit from it. For our 9th step, we have the marketing the company. So after you train all your staff and then okay na, nandyan na, nagsisimula na din yung pasok ng mga transactions sa business mo. And then, it is not the last, actually. It is not last. This should not be considered the last step because marketing is continuous. Marketing is continuous because your target market changes. The industry changes. Policies from the bodies governing your agency is changing. So your marketing style and plan should be continuous. So we cannot consider this as the last step. Although it's the last step here, but marketing the company ay hindi dapat tumitigil. So it's for the suppliers and for the client. And then we have here the DOT or the Department of Tourism online accreditation, the steps in applying online for DOT accreditation. First, we have register an account, pay the required fees, accomplish the application form, submit the accomplished application form, and claim the accreditation. And why? Why is it needed? Bakit kailangan ng na accredited ang travel agency ng Department of Tourism? As we all know, DOT is like the governing body of all tourism suppliers. So all policies coming from them should reflect or should be cascaded or dapat ina-apply ng any tourism business. So why you should be accredited? It's for your business also, for your business reliability, for your business continuous improvement, and also for your business profitability. So if the clients saw na ikaw ay accredited na DOT, what they will think? They will think you are reliable, you deliver good service, you are trustworthy enough para pagtiwalaan kanila for their travel plans. So it's for your reliability, the accreditation. And accreditation, it requires you to improve continuously because it's not just you set up the travel agency but you will not do anything at all. So DOT imposes this kind of accreditation for every tourism business to improve depending on what the society needs and also to improve depending on the client's needs and requirements. For the task of travel agents typically deal with a diverse range of tasks including the following: making reservations, planning itineraries, calculating fares and charges, producing tickets, advising clients on destinations, resorts, airline companies, wide range of travel products, communicating with clients verbally and in writing, maintaining accurate records on reservations, ensuring racks are stacked well or supplies are kept in-house, acting as intermediaries where customer complaints occur. So, yan yung mga tasks ng travel agent. I know all of you are familiar with this task. All we have to do or all you need to do if you will be working in a travel agency or if you will be building your own travel agency, for this task to be spiritually done or ginawa mo siya with integrity even though walang nakakakita or your boss is not present or your partner is not present. So this should be done wholeheartedly. Yung love for your work should always be there for your outcome to always be a success. Just to add, for the task of travel agents, you have seen here that they are communicating with clients verbally and in writing. Because travel agency, it's a real-time business. So what you have today na transaction should be completed on the same day or should be completed in the most possible time. Because for example, like we all know, tourism products ay madaling nauubos. Because hindi lang naman ikaw ang agent. So it's important that you always provide black and white na documents. It's not always the verbal form. What's important in this kind of business is you'd have documents which will speak for you in terms na may complaint si customer or may pagbabago sa supplier mo, like may pagbabago sa rates ni hotel, you should have the physical document, or if it's not printed, you should have at least a soft copy of it, but it should be updated and it should be verified. So we have here high levels of customer service. So, ito naman lagi yung goal ng pagtatayo ng business. Because your business caters to customers. And I think wala namang business na hindi kailangan ng customer. So, you should always deliver the high level, quality customer service. Customers must be greeted warmly, typically with a smile like, "Madam, good morning, mabuhay." Like that. Staff must ensure high standards of dress, appearance, and personal grooming as customers are influenced by first impressions. Their personal posture, manner of body language is also important as being alert, attentive, and willing to empathize. Empathize meaning you will put your shoes on others' shoes. How do I say it? Before you can really understand the situation of other people, try to put yourself on his or her situation. That's the most important thing that you can do to understand his or her condition, his or her situation. Ilagay mo yung sarili mo sa kanya. For example, you're talking to a client who's really problematic and he wants or she wants to go in a travel paradise, for example. And for that period of time, your client wants to umalis na. Kunyari, may bagyo or something. May announcement of typhoon. How will you handle, or how will you tell him or her, how will you communicate that, ma'am, although you've been experiencing down times like this, or you are in a very difficult situation, how will you say it? So as a customer service personnel, as a travel agent, you have to put on your best effort to understand your customer, because customers, they are the blood of your business. If you treat them unfairly or hindi nice, ikaw din yung magsasuffer. Maybe you will lose your job, or you will be replaced, you will be terminated in the company. All staff must be polite. So it's a general rule for a customer service business. Maintaining eye contact very important, because in that way, even though you are speaking, but if you're not having eye contact with your customer, it's a different thing. Eye contact shows sincerity. So these are the customer service skills that you have to consider to deliver the high level of customer service. Now we have here the revenue sources of travel agency or a tour agency. We all know that they are commission based, right? But some agency, some airlines, suppliers, they are not giving commission. For example, in America, travel agency there, they did not receive commission on their travel agency related business. And yung ginagawa ng iba, like what we have discussed on our previous chapter, they are imposing markups on their price. So sila na yung gumagawa ng mga additional prices, markup price for them to also have their income. So several areas of a travel agency focus pay commissions to the agency, which becomes its principal income. So commission ang principal income. These are the services: car rentals, cruise lines, hotels, railways. A fixed percentage of the main element of the price is paid to the agent as a commission. Commissions are not paid on the tax component of the price. However, regarding air travel, commissions are becoming a thing of the past. In the United States, most airlines pay no commission at all to travel agencies. In this case, an agency usually adds a service fee to the net price markup. So revenue sources of travel agency: reduced commissions have taken place since 1995 when first commission reduction hit North America. So yan, a cap of 50 on return trips and $5 only on one way. So minsan nga nadi-disregard sa travel agency, especially now na online based na ang mga tao, because ikaw pwede ka namang mag-book online. Why pass that responsibility to a travel agent na sisingilin ka ng mas malaking price? But travel agency is also beneficial, especially if you want to have multiple destinations. You will not suffer from headache booking from different and various suppliers, because travel agency will do that for you. What we have here is the organizational chart of a travel agency. This is the common organizational structure of a travel agency. Okay, why is it important that you know the organizational structure of a specific business? Because it is also for you. For example, you are an employee in that specific company. You have to know the organizational structure of your business, because you will know whose person you are going to consult with, and who are you going to inform, who are you reporting to, and who's under you. That's the importance of knowing the organizational chart of a travel agency, because if you don't know the organizational structure of your business, of the business you are in, you may act or behave in a way which will affect the person on that specific organization. Or sometimes the reports that you will do will have to pass to a specific person, point of person. And if you don't know the positioning of in the organizational structure, you will be misguided. So in here, the example, the top person in this organization is the manager, and under him we have three specific department. We have administration department, sales department, and operations department. The secretary here is under the manager, but she is not she doesn't have the direct authority towards the heads of the three departments: the operations, sales, and the administration. For the operations, we have the travel counselor, and this travel counselor has two under him or her: the reservation and ticketing, and the liaison officer. For the sales department, we have the account executive. For the administration, we have bookkeeper, cashier, and utility personnel. So this person, depending on the size, this organization, depending on the size of the business, can be a single man position only, or it can be two in the same position. Like for example, in account executive, he can be or she can be two people. They can be two people depending on the size of the business. Cashier also, it can be two. Bookkeeper can also be 2, depending on the size and flow of the business. Utility personnel can also be 2, because utility personnel, sometimes they handle courier servicing in a travel agency. So it's important that one utility personnel is left inside the office and one is the one who's doing the transaction outside. So the number of person in a specific position depends on the size and flow of the business. For the operations department, as you all know, this department is the sales producing department of the business. All of the money coming from outside sources goes to the operations department. They are the department which acquires all the sales. Without the operations, there will be no blood for the business. So it's really an important department. All of the products and the services are being sold by the person behind the operations department. So operations department is known to be of the travel agency business. It is engaged in the efficient and effective delivery of the organization's services. So all the manpower training, the technique, the sales strategy in a specific business has to do something with the person or the staff, the employees under the operations department. So it's really important that the operations department is given with enough attention, because if you as a manager or as the owner of the business, and if you disregard the importance of the operations department or the flow of the operations in your company, all will be jeopardized, all will be sacrificed to the point na posible na kayo magsara if you disregard the smooth flow of the operations department. And these are the members under the operations department. One is the travel counselor. It provides all necessary information requested by prospective travelers, recommends best products and services best suited for travelers, monitors the processing of travel documents, and ensures that they are all in order prior to releasing it to clients. So travel counselor, they are really the one who has direct contact with the client. Under the travel counselor are 2, reservations officer and ticketing officer. For the reservations officer, they place all required reservation with different suppliers. Follow up on reservations placed until confirmed. Look for alternative suppliers in the same level of service in case the preferred supplier is not available. Monitors issuance of travel vouchers and tickets, acts as a backup for the ticketing officer. Because sometimes if the business is just as starting as it is small, sometimes ticketing officer is not present, only reservations officer. And in further time, when the business prosper, they hire one people who is the ticketing officer. Sometimes ticketing officer is the same with reservations officer. For the ticketing officer, correctly source or calculate fares when the need arises, issue air tickets manually or through the automated ticketing system, correctly issue purchase orders in accordance to client's itinerary, and check the accuracy of travel documents, reissue tickets when required, act as a backup to the travel counselor. See, their functions being the reservations officer and ticketing officer it can be interchangeable. One can be present, one can be absent. One can be the backup, one can be also the backup of the press within the absence of the another. So these 2 people, they are the one focusing on the client's needs and requirements. They have the direct contact towards the clients. As for the liaison officer, liaison meaning bridge. He is the one connecting the business to the outside sources. So one of its functions are determining the requirements and other documents needed for travel. Check the authenticity of all documents submitted, meaning all documents should be authentic, should be truthful and legal. Checks all relevant support papers, ensures that documents filed are released on time, and arranges and coordinates appointments and visits to various consulates and government offices. Because liaison officer's job is to serve as a bridge between the agency and the outside and external offices. All of the meetings, all of the outside appointments are being coordinated by the liaison officer. So if there's a DFA appointment, he is the one usually going with the client to have meet the appointment in DFA, for example. He also checks all relevant support papers, and he also ensures that documents filed are released on time. So some documents are released online, some should have hard copy. So the liaison officer serves as the one who's really negotiating outside the business. Second of the most important department in a travel agency after the operations is the administration department. They generally deals with the day-to-day management activities of the company. It has 4 functions: administration, personnel, accounting, and finance. Members under the administration department, first is the bookkeeper. So all of the paperwork, all of the document filing, bookkeeping, all of the information provided by the client, all of their records, all of their requirements are being kept by the administration department under bookkeeping. And also, the administration department is also important because they generally maintain the orderliness inside the business, inside the office, the policy to be followed by all of the employees are being promulgated by the administration department. They set the standard for every transaction to be followed by other departments. And also they are the one who handles hiring of people to be additionals in the organization. And all of the important day-to-day activities in the office, in the organization, is being handled by the administration department. The salary, sometimes the approval of employees' request, like that. We have here the cashier. As you all know, cashier manage transactions with customers using cash registers, anything about cash, anything about payment, anything about closing the transaction through payment, receipt, everything that is connected with refunds, whether it can be cash or credit, are handled by a cashier. So most of the qualifications of a cashier, he or she should be computer literate, because most of the time she or he is using computer to transact or to close all of the transactions handed. And also trustworthy. A cashier should be as trustworthy as possible. And the next member of the administration department is the utility personnel. He maintains the upkeep of company facilities, repair broken equipment, inspect finished projects, comply with state health and safety regulations. The utility personnel is sometimes called the office boy. So all of the nitty-gritty is being handled by utility personnel. Also, they should be knowledgeable with all the facilities, equipment in the office, or of the overall operations in the travel agency. He or she is always important because he is the one maintaining the cleanliness, the orderliness in the office. Sometimes to the extent na even the refreshments of the staff, as for example, paggagawa ng coffee and anything is being handled and pushed through by the utility personnel. All of this, gaano pa kaliit yung role nila or functions nila sa isang company, they are all important. Because without them, the smooth flow of the business operations will not be met without single person, gaano pa yan kaliit. We should always remember that kung gaano man kaliit or kahit gaano man sila kababa in any way, they are all and equally important in the success of the business operations. And the last department that is also important is the sales and marketing. So sales and marketing usually support the entire operations. They are the one assigned to prepare annual marketing plans, set annual sales goals, and develops strategic plans to carry out goals, participate in the preparation of the organization's budget, decide on negotiated rates and concessions, and maintain updated clients and prospective clients, and performs regular sales calls on major accounts and suppliers. So the main goal of the sales and marketing department is to keep the customers na nandyan na. To keep. That's the first goal. And the most important goal for the sales and marketing department is to attract yung customers na wala pa, na hindi pa on hand. Because yung mga regular customers, they are really there already. They've been in the business and trusting the business for years. And konting, konting maintenance. Like for example, konting freebies, discounts, mga marketing perks na pwede nating ibigay sa kanila to keep them. But the most important goal of the sales and marketing department is to attract, to tumawag or kumuha ng mga panibagong customers. Because that customers will keep the business alive. Without the customers, there will be no business at all. So the sales and marketing the sales and the marketing department goal is to add customers, to add quality to the products and services that are being offered by the business, by the travel agency. Sales and marketing, usually they're the one making strategies to make the business visible with all the platforms available, for example online. So they are doing their strategic plans to cater the customers that are using online platforms. It's not just that they are making the plan, but it should be effective. So how can we say that it's effective? If the profit, the revenue rise, then meaning the sales and marketing, the current sales and marketing plan of the company or of the business is effective and should be done in consistent form, consistently. Sorry. The strategy that are effective should be done consistently. And those strategy na hindi masyadong effective should be transformed into something na uh, magiging efficient for both of the customers, the clients, and the business itself. So you have known the different department, the steps, the processes in setting up a travel agency, the importance of travel agents, the task of the travel agents, how can they maintain the high level of customer service. So it's your call now how to become like that, how to for yourself apply what we have learned today. Okay, thank you so much.